Men are lying to you when they say they want a fully natural girl. That shit is cap. They only want a fully natural girl when she fits a very specific aesthetic. And a lot of times there's a lot of texturism involved. I want you to be fully natural, but your hair gotta be long, wavy, and flowy. Girl, please go get that 30-inch bust down. I want you to be natural, but your stomach gotta be flat and your ass gotta be fat. Girl, please go get that 360 or hit the gym, whichever way you wanna go. I want you to be fully natural, but your boobs gotta sit up perfectly. No sag. Man, what are we doing? What y'all gotta understand is a lot of these men have no idea what it takes these women that they be lusting after on Instagram to look the way that they look. So they get on Beyonce's internet and talk about how they want a fully natural girl. But all the women that they admire and follow and lust after, none of them fully natural. Not one. Why your explore page nothing but fat asses and bust downs? Bro, just say you love bad bitches and move around. Yeah, go 2 weeks without getting your hair done and I bet you your man gonna hit you with the, so when you gonna get your hair done? Now, what I think they wanna say is that they don't want a woman who has to do a lot to be pretty. But that's not the same with saying you want a fully natural chick. Ninjas just want a bad chick that don't look like she doing too much. They just don't know how to articulate that.
A lady just told me that single mothers dating studs is a scam. And this came out another single mother mouth. I can't make this shit up. A lady just told me this shit, bro. Another single mother. She said that single mothers date studs because they looking for stability and they know that us studs, we more stable, we got more shit going for ourselves. And she also stated, hold on, pause. She also stated that we go over and beyond. We do what the baby daddy never gonna do. We do too fucking much. Basically what she said. Basically, we wanted to step up and be a fucking simp for another man's seed. And that's insane to me, y'all. And that's exactly what this lady just told me. She said single mothers date studs basically because we green as fuck. We gon' listen. We put our fucking capes on and we trying to save the day. Spending our hard-earned money on another man's child. And she told me, she said we not really into women. I mean, it's fucking obvious. She was like, it's obvious we had a whole kid by a man. She said, I like women, but I'm not into women as hard as y'all. Basically saying, it's a fucking scam, bro. They do it because they know that studs is gonna simp and step up. And I'm making this video to say, any stud out there that's playing stepdad, stop it right now. That child has a father. You sitting here stepping up, putting your fucking cape on, trying to say today. The whole time, shorty only fucking with you because she know you gonna say today. Period. And that right there, God sent that lady to me for a reason. Okay. And I want to get on here and let y'all know. It's a scam. They scamming us, bro. They don't fuck with us for real. Why you think they always cheating with men? They had a whole kid. This is like what we can do for them, and they know we gonna step. So any stud out there, step stud, don't give it up. And we gonna drink this strawberry berry refresher off this one. I'm baffled.
I think now I understand more why men don't want to date women with kids. Now, everybody know all up and through my page, I'm a girl's girl to my core, but I got to keep it real when I see it. The children are not the problem. I really do believe that a woman with children, even multiple children, 4 or 5 kids, I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem when it comes to why a man don't want to date a woman with kids is because her child's father still has access to her. Under no circumstances should your child's father be able to be contacting you and have access to you at all times. If it's strictly about the kids and the relationship is over, there's no reason why he should have access to you all times of the night, all times of the day. It should simply be strictly about the kids. You can co-parent and be about the kids, and your child's father does not have easy access to you. Your child's father should not be able to come to your house uninvited. Your child's father should not have free reign to do what it is that he want to do when he want to do it. Women lack boundaries when it comes to their child's father. If I was a guy, I wouldn't particularly want to deal with that either, because the situation is already sticky as is. You already have a child with them. You're already bonded with that person. So now this person can call you anytime they want. This person can get access to you anytime they want. You do have to be mature about the situation and understand that contact is going to be had because you have children. But I think a lot of times in this situation, this pertains to a lot of men that don't do shit for their kids. Because a man that don't do nothing for his kids, but he still has access to you. What's really going on here? I don't fault men for not wanting to date women with kids. And some men have never experienced that, but they know how the game go. So they probably feel like, well, if he still has access to her, then she might still want to be with him. I don't think any male or female would want to be involved in that.
Fellas, pay attention to this because it's something men don't often say out loud. Single mothers keep insisting the kids aren't the real issue when it comes to dating them. But any man with sense knows it's not just about one thing. It's the entire situation tied to her past, her children, and the father of those children. Men see all of that, and it's the reason most will never commit. Guys, this is a conversation that needs clarity. Too many single mothers want men to believe their kids are not the reason men walk away. But the truth is, it's not just one issue. It's the whole situation that turns men off. A man who has built himself up is not eager to step into a role where he carries weight that isn't his to bear. She says the child's father is still present and always has a way back into her life. That alone creates tension for any man. Think about it. You could be living in the same house, paying the bills, but another man has a permanent excuse to show up and stay connected to her. No man wants to compete with her past just to keep his household in order. And yes, the kids themselves are part of the challenge. Children often push boundaries with a new man in the home. They test his patience. They refuse his guidance. And when he finally tries to correct them, the mother steps in to defend them. That instantly makes the man feel unwanted in his own space. On top of that, he is never priority. The children always come before him. The father of those children is always nearby, and she still expects him to feel satisfied with leftovers of her time and energy. Men are not signing up to be placed last, especially when they never caused the situation in the first place. Respect also becomes a constant fight. Too often, the kids show open disregard, and when the man finally stands firm, the woman sides with the children. That tells him clearly he's just a guest, not the leader of that home. Men don't invest their future where their voice is ignored. Some men may casually date single mothers, but deep down they're not thinking long-term. Every man wants his own bloodline, his own foundation, his own family tree without interference from another man, without disrespect from stepchildren, and without being reduced to second place in his own house. So the responsibility falls on women. If you expect a man to raise someone else's children, then you must be willing to give him authority, honor, and peace. But most women don't do that. And because of it, men simply choose to walk away. That's not bitterness. That's wisdom.
This comment right here.
And what about that comment?
I really don't think that he's speaking for all men.
Of course, there are always exceptions, but they are most certainly speaking for the vast majority of men.
Because I know that there will be somebody that steps up one day to be some sort of father figure for my child.
It's very possible. However, do bear in mind that women with children are not at the top of a man's dating priority list. They are in fact near the bottom.
It's also I'm very surprised that you felt comfortable actually typing this out and commenting on someone's video.
I'm actually surprised that one didn't already realize that most men actually felt that way.
Like, it's just the wildest thing.
No, it's not. It's actually almost common sense.
You don't know my circumstances with my child, or his father.
Well, that's true. Not every single mother has 2 or 3 baby daddies, and some single mothers are the product of being widowed or are divorced. However, the fact remains the same that most men do not want to raise another man's child.
Yeah, that's basically it. So, hopefully he's not speaking for all men out there, but this was just really disappointing to see.
Reality often can be very disappointing, can't it? But no, unfortunately, that person does actually speak for the majority of men.
No man wants to play the role of the cleanup guy. No man works hard just to step into another man's mess. That fear of raising someone else's child, pouring in love, sacrificing years of effort, only to be told, "You're not my real dad," is something men don't forget. It cuts deep, and that's why most men won't even take the chance. Some women try to argue that if a man truly loves her, then the children should automatically come with the deal. But that's not how men think. Love does not erase reality. When another man's DNA is walking around your house, it's a constant reminder that the woman you're with once gave her body, her loyalty, and her womb to somebody else first. The truth is, the kids are not always the main obstacle. Children can be innocent. The real problem is the fathers who never disappear. They have access to her life forever, and many times that connection crosses lines. A man doesn't want to live with the thought that another man can still contact his partner whenever he pleases under the excuse of seeing the kids. And here's where women fail. They expect a man to step in as a provider, as a father figure, and as a leader, but they never give him the respect or authority to carry that role. The moment he tries to discipline, set standards, or correct, suddenly she defends the children against him. That alone destroys any chance of stability in that house. It also comes down to priority. A man doesn't want to build a life where he will always come second. The children are first. The biological father is still lurking in the background, and she expects her new man to be satisfied with whatever attention is left. That setup shows him he's not the center of her world. He's just filling a space. Men crave their own legacy, their own bloodline, their own family tree without outside interference. A man wants to know that the children he sacrifices for are his, that the loyalty of his partner is undivided, and that no other man has the ability to step into his household. Without those conditions, most men will never commit seriously to a single mother. So ladies, stop blaming men for not wanting to raise someone else's child. If you choose to bring kids into a new relationship, you have to accept the reality that most men will keep their distance. The responsibility lies with you, not the men. And that's why men walk away.
Real men don't marry single moms. How do y'all feel about that statement? Like, seriously, because I have over 100 men in my comments right now claiming that real men do not marry single moms, and I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of that, all right? Because the reality is that if that's your definition of a real man, that he doesn't marry a single mom because they have a child, then either you need to change your definition or I do not give a crap about being a real man. That's all there is to it. Some of the strongest families that I've ever seen were actually built when somebody stepped in and then stepped up. All right, they didn't realize, oh, I can't handle this situation, I'm not strong enough, and run away. Instead, they stayed and they worked through it, and they have some of the best families that I've seen. Loving and marrying a single mom isn't a weakness, bro. All right, in my opinion, loving a single mom is a sign of character. It's a sign of commitment. It's a sign of maturity. It's a sign of something that a real man does. But bro, if you want to hold the view that marrying a single mom or loving a single mom makes you not a real man, you're absolutely entitled to have that perspective. But I want to give you my perspective real quick before we bail. And my perspective is simple. I'm not going to tell you where you can find a real man or where you can find an example of a real man. I'm just going to start you out by telling you where you cannot find a real man. And it's going to be the one looking back at you in the mirror every morning when you're shaving, because there ain't one there. That's just my personal opinion on it. So dudes, hit me up in the comments, blow me up saying I ain't a real man, whatever. I don't care. Your definition is weak. Period. End of story.
We need to clear the air on this idea of what a real man is. Women like to throw that phrase around whenever they want men to pick up burdens that aren't theirs. They'll say a real man marries single mothers. A real man doesn't complain. A real man should step up. But that phrase is nothing more than manipulation to trap men into roles they never asked for. Real men do not marry single moms, not because they're weak, but because they're wise enough to avoid being used. Raising another man's children while the biological father is still around is not noble, it's foolish. Any man who values his legacy and his time understands that he should not invest his life into something that will never fully belong to him. It's not just about avoiding single mothers. Smart men are avoiding marriage altogether. Why? Because the system is stacked against them. The very contract of marriage has been rewritten to benefit women at the expense of men. The one who breaks the vows still walks away rewarded, while the man loses his finances, his freedom, and often his children. The phrase real man is outdated. In today's world, the intelligent man sees the risks clearly and chooses not to gamble his future on an arrangement where he holds all the responsibility and none of protection. Women benefit from the legal setup, while men are punished for simply trying to build. That's not partnership, that's entrapment. When women say men are scared of challenges, what they're really saying is, take on consequences that don't belong to you. They want men to ignore logic, to sacrifice their youth, their resources, and their peace of mind, all for someone else's mistakes. That's not strength, that's self-destruction. And men today are walking away from that trap. It's time to admit that marriage and step-parenting as they exist now do not serve men. Women created the very system that punishes loyalty and reward betrayal, and then they point fingers at men for refusing to participate. The blame belongs solely on them for shaping a culture where men lose no matter how much they give. Stop letting women shame you with the real man narrative. A real man isn't the one who sacrifices everything for nothing. A real man is the one who protects his own future, guards his legacy, and refuses to be manipulated into carrying someone else's baggage. That's the truth women don't want to hear, but men need to start living by.
Let's talk about something. If you as a man don't have kids, what is the reason to date a single mom? What is the logical reasoning? What is the thought process? What is the reason that you would risk so much to date a single mom? The number one advice that I hear women telling other women is not to date broke men, right? But the equivalent of a woman dating a broke man is dating a single mom, but in my opinion, it's worse because dating a single mom, it comes with more to lose. You could date a man that has great potential, he has a great head on his shoulder, he has great values, he has great morals, and he has goals and he's ambitious, but he's just in the process where he's working to build that for himself. Everyone starts off somewhere, but women will still refuse to date broke men, right? As they say, because they want the success of it at the end, because they want to be there in the good times, not the hard times with that man. So I don't understand why a man would purposely put himself in a hard time by dating a single mom. You have so much more to lose. It's funny because women will sit up here and say that men who don't have money shouldn't be dating. They shouldn't even be looking for girlfriends because if they don't have money to date, then they don't deserve love, essentially, right? That's what women say on these apps. I hear it all the time. That if you're a broke man, you shouldn't even be dating. You don't deserve a girlfriend, essentially. But I never hear women tell other women that if you're a single mom, you shouldn't be dating. No, it's the opposite. Women think that single moms deserve the world, and women think that single moms deserve rich men and all of these things. And it's like, so you're sitting here saying that men that are broke don't deserve love, but single moms deserve the world, even though most single moms made bad choices, and that's why they are single moms. Most single moms don't have good heads on their shoulders, and that's why they're single moms. If women want to advocate for other women and say that women should respect themselves by not dating men that don't have money, okay, well, men should respect themselves by not dating single moms, because that is far more baggage and far worse than dating a guy that doesn't necessarily have the funds right now. If a man dates a single mom, he is taking on a role of a father. And in some countries, if a man moves in with the woman, she has kids, he can be held liable to pay child support for kids that are not even his. So men have so much more to lose when they're dating single moms. As women, we expect men to just give us everything and save some women from the horrible decisions that they've made, and that's just not how life works. Society advocates that single moms have more value than a man that is just working towards his goal, essentially. If you're a man and you're dating a single mom because that's all you feel like you can get, then you know what? You need to work harder at becoming a better you, because at the end of the day, if you're dating a single mom, you are risking more long term. And if she feels like you're beneath her, if you feel like that's the reason that you guys are dating because you feel like you can't get better, then guess what? You're just going to be her simp. You're not going to be happy either way. You're going to live a miserable life. So as a man, do better. If you're a man and you don't have kids yourself, why would you date a single mom? It makes zero sense.
This is exactly why childless men should avoid dating single mothers. The risks outweigh the rewards. It's not love most of these women are chasing. It's assistance. They aren't seeking a partner. They're searching for a lifeline. And too many lonely men fall into that trap without realizing what they're signing up for. Dating a single mother is a high-risk, low-return situation for any man. You invest your time, your resources, and your energy, but at the end of the day, you'll never come first. Her children come before you. The father of those children still lingers, and you're left trying to fit into a space that was never designed for you. That is not stability. That's self-destruction. Women like to say the children are innocent, and they are, but that's not the point. The real issue is that these kids end up being raised in broken homes, and it's unfair to them. A boy needs a father. A girl needs guidance from both parents. Yet women keep choosing to bring children into the world without marriage, and then expect another man to come in and pick up the pieces. Childless men, listen closely. You have the most to lose in this arrangement. You could give a stepchild all your affection, raise him as your own, and still one day hear the crushing words, "You're not my real dad." Everything you gave, dismissed in an instant, and the woman who put you in that situation will expect you to swallow the pain and keep going. Even men who already have kids should tread carefully. Mixing households creates conflict, confusion, and division. Children from different fathers bring competing loyalties, and instead of harmony, you inherit constant friction. That's not love, it's chaos. And yet, women still want to frame it as a man's duty to fix what they broke. The uncomfortable truth is this. Single mothers are not offering men a partnership. They're offering responsibility without real authority. They want your wallet, your structure, and your protection, but never your full leadership. The moment you try to set boundaries or discipline, you're painted as the problem. That's why so many men refuse to take them seriously. Ladies, the blame sits with you. Stop having children outside of stable marriages. Stop expecting men to rescue you from choices you made, and stop shaming men for refusing to carry baggage that doesn't belong to them. Men aren't scared of responsibility. We just refuse to be used.
Single moms are ineligible. Okay, I've seen a lot of comments on my thread of things about single moms. This is the whole deal in dating. There's a whole bunch of people that have a whole different areas that they are in their life. Divorced people, people who have never been married, people with kids, people without kids. There's just kind of something for everybody, and, a lot of people are at different stages in their lives, and that is obviously something that is recognized when you're dating. So I don't feel like there needs to be a need to single out the single moms. We're here, and there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of single dads too, so I don't understand what the issue is, but...
Smart men have already walked away. They see the trap for what it is. Single mothers are not an option, and the reason is simple. Men get loaded with all the duties, but none of the authority, none of the respect, and none of the gratitude from the kids. That's not love. That's exploitation. Peace of mind is priceless, and once a man loses it, nothing else matters. Too many men stepped into single mother households thinking they could build a future, only to realize they were constantly disrespected, ignored, and treated as outsiders in their own homes. Why risk your sanity for a setup that was broken from the start? Women expect men to accept being last in line. The children always come first. The biological father still has access, and the new man is left taking care of everyone while receiving the smallest portion of time, energy, and affection. That kind of arrangement destroys a man's spirit and leaves him feeling used. Boundaries become another weapon. When he tries to correct or discipline, she jumps in to defend the children against him. Suddenly, the man is cast as a villain, and the same woman who begged him to step up now undermines him at every turn. That constant cycle is abuse, and men are finally done tolerating it. And what happens next? After years of sacrifice, men still get tossed aside. She chooses the kids over him. She moves on to the next situation, and he's left broken, drained, and forgotten. That pattern has repeated so many times that men have learned. Don't even enter the game. Protect yourself first. This is why more men are choosing freedom over relationships with single mothers. Staying single, traveling, and enjoying life without unnecessary baggage has become the smarter choice. When you value your peace, you stop trading it for temporary companionship or a role that offers nothing but struggle. By setting up homes where men are unwanted yet expect to provide, you created the very environment men now reject. Don't be surprised when men walk away. It's a response to disrespect, not fear of responsibility. Men aren't weak. They're wise enough to refuse being used.
As a single mom of 3 kids, I will not be dating men that have kids.
So you want a +1 but comes with a +3?
You guys are not to be taken seriously. Nobody wants you because your baby mama left you for a reason.
But they supposed to take you serious with a whole daycare in the background.
If you are not licking the fucking floor that I walk on, you are not going to be with me. Like, my standards are so much more higher now than before I had kids, which is fucking insane. So if you want to be with me, you're going to have to be a stepdad of 3 kids. I have 2 boys and a little girl. And my kids are fucking bad.
Now that sounds like single for life standards.
I know what comes with dating somebody with kids, and I don't fucking want it. I don't want none of the drama. I don't give a fuck about your baby mama. If you're gonna be a stepdad, you are gonna have to pay for some of my kids' things. Like, if you want to take that role of a stepfather, you have to pay for some of their things. There's just no way that you're just gonna be my partner and not a father figure for them, you know?
Now, girl, just because somebody pay for something does not make them no father figure. And they came out your cooch. Your responsibility.
A lot of you may ask yourself, what are you gonna bring to the table, Lindsay? What are you gonna... My fucking love and affection, bitch, and my fucking time. Like, that's what I'm gonna bring to the fucking table. You're gonna fucking be with me because you love me, not because you have to use me for your benefit. Like, I am traumatized, okay? So, you either love the fuck out of me and of my kids, or you're just not gonna fucking be with me at all.
Good luck with that, because I don't think nobody is shopping on the clearance rack for a family.
You can't make this up. A woman with 3 kids is boldly saying she wouldn't date a man with children. She says those men aren't worth taking seriously because their baby mamas left them for a reason. But in the same breath, she expects men to take her seriously, even though she's the one carrying more baggage. The hypocrisy is off the charts. She actually said if a man doesn't lick the floor she walks on, he won't be with her. Think about that. A single mother with multiple kids, demanding worship like she's a prize. She's not offering peace, not offering loyalty, not offering stability, just higher standards and arrogance. And then she wonders why men walk away. On top of that, she admits her own children are difficult. She said it herself, they're bad. So she knows the situation is chaotic. Yet she expects a man to come in, raise them, and still treat her like royalty. That's not partnership. That's delusion, and it proves exactly why her last man left. The nerve to claim men with kids are not valuable, while she herself is a single mom with 3, is nothing but projection. If men aren't worth taking seriously because they have kids, then by her own logic she's disqualified 3 times over. But of course, women never apply the same standards to themselves. This is where women fail. They create broken homes, then turn around with demands that are far above what they actually bring to the table. They want a man who will sacrifice everything, but they don't want to lower their pride or adjust their expectations. That mindset ensures they remain single, and men are waking up to it. Men don't owe single mothers worship. Men don't owe them rescue. If you bring children from another man, you don't get to set impossible terms. And if you can't respect men with kids, then don't expect respect in return. The double standard is clear, and it's why men are walking away faster than ever. If a woman has 3 kids and still thinks she's a prize, the problem isn't the men, it's her. The truth is, the same arrogance that makes her set unrealistic demands is the same reason her relationship failed in the first place. Women need to stop blaming men and look in the mirror. This is why we keep speaking the truth on this page. The double standards are clear, the manipulation is obvious, and men are finally refusing to play along. If you've been rocking with me, I appreciate you, every comment, every share, every time you hit that like button. You're helping spread a message that men need to hear. Stay focused, protect your peace, and never apologize for valuing yourself. To all my day one supporters and everyone new to this channel, thank you for standing strong with me. We're building a space where men are respected, where the truth is spoken, and where the games are exposed. Keep pushing, keep your standards high, and remember, peace of mind is priceless. Until next time, stay sharp, stay aware, and as always, thank you for your constant support.